So we're up to the last week of Svira, Sho'eil u'Meishiv. In the Perush Hamiyuchas Larashi, he argues that Sho'eil u'Meishiv is one and not two. The Maharal, in his Sefer Derech Chaim, goes beyond that, and the Maharal says, Sho'eil u'Meishiv, Shomer v'Moisef are all one and the same, and they're all included in one Kinyan. So let's try to understand what is Sho'eil u'Meishiv. Rashi writes that a person should listen to the question intently, carefully, trying to understand what is asked before shooting off an answer. Usually, when people answer before actually listening carefully to the question, it is a reflection of a lack of self-confidence. You can listen carefully before you respond. And that is so important when teaching Torah. Some commentators explain that Sho'eil u'Meishiv, in our context, goes back to what we learned in Masechet Avos in previous Parokim. Lo yabaishen lamed v'lo akapden melamed. Sho'eil talks to the student, to the disciple, to the Talmud. Don't be ashamed to ask. And if you need to ask again and again, do so. And Meishiv speaks to the teacher, to the Rebbe. Respond patiently, and if need be, do it again and again. So we all remember the unbelievable story of Rav Predo. The Gemara tells the story in Eruvin that taught a Talmud 400 times the same svara, the same halacha. So Sho'eil u'Meishiv speaks to the Talmud and to the Rav. If you want to learn Torah and you want to teach Torah, don't be ashamed to ask, and don't be tempered, and don't be a captain when you respond and when you teach. However, my personal feeling would be in explaining Sho'eil u'Meishiv that what the Braisa comes to emphasize is the importance of dialogue. And it is the Shas, the Gemara, that gave us the art of dialogue and of argumentation. Hamakshin v'hatartzen. In every sugya, 10 times in every daf in Shas. That is the wonderful formula that our sages gave the world. The importance, the art of discussion, dialogue, and beyond dialogue, argumentation. So the Maksha and the Tartzen reign supreme. Not so much in the Mishnah. The Mishnah is a compilation of halachas. We do find some discussion in the Mishnah, but that is all the Gemara is about. So I think when Kinyan Torah Sho'eil u'Meishiv, it is just trying to emphasize the importance of analysis, of kashas, of terutzim, of discussion, of argumentation. And the Maharshal, who was a great chassid of Bali Tosfos, in Yam Shel Shloimeh Perek Merubah in Masechet Bava Kama, so beautifully describes what Bali Tosfos gave the Torah world. And B'derech Moshel he says, Bali Tosfos also es kol Talmud kikadur v'gilgeluho mimokim lemokim. They turned the entire Talmud, the entire Shisha Sidra Mishnah and Gemara, like a ball. And they rolled the ball from one end to the other, from one end of the court, from one end of the field to the other. Meaning, that the Bali Atosis had 1,000 kashas. And if you have 1,000 kashas, you need 5,000 tirutzim. And that is how halacha developed. And that is how they achieved knowledge, insight, and mastery of Torah. So Sho'eil HaMeshiv, in its most simple form, is the essence of Talmud, the essence of Pilpula Shel Torah, the essence of Ritcha Diurais. So Sho'eil HaMeshiv comes together, and that is one of the essential parts, components of Kinyan Torah.